What is going on, everyone? Today we have our week 4 NFL mock draft. I told you guys every single week we're going to be doing a new mock draft based on current NFL standings, how the prior week in college football went, so we can get an updated view on players. And yeah, this is week 4 going on strong. So we're going to jump into it. This should be an updated draft order, I believe, as it currently stands. And yeah, it looks a lot different than what we've been doing. So, could you imagine if Chicago gets the number 1 pick? This would be very interesting for a couple of reasons. One, they have Justin Fields. Two, Caleb Williams is available. What would they do? And by the way, these mock drafts, this is what I would do if I was the GM. I'm gonna put that out there. What would Chicago do? They'd probably trade the pick. But in real life, we're gonna have them go with Caleb Williams. Also, shout out 3D Energy. Toss me a sponsorship. All right. Also took off the hoodie, so we're going with the jersey today. No hoodie, just switching things up, as I call it. So the Broncos. I don't think a lot of these teams are going to finish in this order, but again, this is the order as of week 4. So the Broncos, man, they got a lot of issues. Could they also go quarterback? I don't think they can get rid of Russell Wilson without it like costing them a bunch. However, I could see the Broncos sticking with Russell just due to that cap hit and saying screw it and getting Marvin Harrison Jr. Next is the Vikings. The Vikings need a quarterback. They're going to go quarterback. Kirk Cousins is a free agent. If the Vikings can land Drake May to pair with Justin Jefferson, man. And now you got Chicago. I mean, Chicago, again, just this is just kind of sad. But this is the Carolina pick. So Carolina might be bad or good. I don't know. But if you get Caleb Williams, you have to surround him with weapons. And I think Chicago is voided of weapons. And they got DJ Moore, but outside of him, I think they go get Brock Bowers. And shout out to them getting fleeced for a second round pick for Chase Claypool. I think that ended up being like the first pick in the second round in that draft. So shout out Steelers for fleecing that one because Claypool looks bad. All right, Chargers. Man, if the Chargers have a top 5 pick, that changes a lot. But regardless, Chargers need O-line help, man. They got to get some O-line help. All right, the Raiders. If I'm the Raiders, I go quarterback. I think Michael Penix, he grows on me more and more each week. The dude has played himself into a Heisman contention and potentially a top 10 pick. Dude's a stud. And he's like coming off like 2 ACL tears in college, hopping around from Indiana to Washington. Like, people didn't think he was going to go pro. You think he was a 3-star recruit, all the way to top 10, taking that Baker Mayfield track. All right, Arizona again. Shout out Houston Texans for giving Arizona this pick. You guys better start winning. I'm a Texans fan, by the way. They better start winning so Arizona does not get this pick. But if Arizona does not finish as a top 2 pick, that would be crazy. So in this scenario, they miss out on all 3 top quarterbacks. Kyler Murray's looking better and better each day. So if I'm them in this position, I think you have to go defense and get a good edge rusher. Jared Verse has been looking pretty good. However, I think Jared Verse is still he's still probably going to be our best bet for D lineman. All right, Titans. Yeah, they need a receiver bad. They shouldn't even think about this. Go get a Emeka Ibuka, who I think is wide receiver too. You could argue Keon Coleman. The dude's been balling, but I think Ibuka stays at QB too. Again, you could argue quarterback here, but you just drafted Will Levis and Malik Willis. I'm like, you know what I mean? And also you missed out on Penix, Drake May, and Caleb Williams. So, yeah. You owe it to yourself to just stick with Will Levis for a year. All right, Bengals. This one seems obvious. Offensive line. Next, Jags. There's no way Jags are finishing this high. But again, we're playing around here. I think the Jags go defense. Latu Latu looks like a stud. They're gonna go stick with defense. Their offense is pretty set. The Jets. This is probably the easiest pick in the draft. You need to go lineman. Go get the best lineman available. Don't even think about it. Just don't even think about it. Aaron Rodgers will appreciate you and his Achilles. All right. Patriots. I know they're not going to do this, but if I were them, I'd go receiver because I think Bills drafted 1 receiver in the first round, like I think twice that's happened. Sorry, 2 receivers in the first round. One was all right, I believe, and then one was that Arizona State guy. I forget his name. Dude was a bust. Regardless, get Keon Coleman. Dude's a stud. All right, Cardinals. This is their own pick, not the Texans' pick. So we had them going with an edge in the top. Why not just bolster the defense and go secondary and get Kool-Aid McKinstry? Dude's a stud on defense. All right, next is the Giants. What would I do if I was the Giants? That's a very good question. They need a lot of things. Quarterback being one of them, even though PFF does not think they need a QB. If I'm the Giants, man. I think you got to go O-line, right? I don't think you got much of a choice. I think you got to go O-line. Yeah, where's Amaris? Yeah, Amaris. Just go O-line. If I'm the Giants, go O-line. I know you've invested a lot there. Keep investing it. It's going to work out. Yeah, that's what I would do. All right, the Rams, man, they need a receiver. But their defense is old, too. And they got Puka. But Cooper Kupp's always out. But they got Tutu out. Well, you can get a receiver later in the draft. Screw it. They're going to go defense. So on defense, Aaron Donald's getting old, but their back end kind of sucks, too. Josh Newton. Dude's pretty good at corner. All right, Saints. What would I do if I'm the Saints? Well, defense. I think that's easily an area of need. Say go cornerback. Honestly, a lot of these cornerbacks, we're going to see how they shake out over the course of the year, but they're all, right now, they're all kind of like relatively the same. It's hard to judge them until you get to the combine and see all their measurables and all that crap. Boy, have the Bucs looked good. So is their defense, honestly. Nah, they don't need a receiver. Mike Evans is going to go strong. I think they're going to go safety. Cameron Kitchens looks pretty baller as well. Cowboys. Man, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm just saying, Texas boy, I would do it. I would do it. Pair him with CeeDee Lamb and get a couple hour away wide receiver. All right, Green Bay. We all know what Green Bay is going to do. They're going to go some form of defense. They like their Michigan guys. They're going to go Michigan. Now Houston, courtesy of Cleveland, who's actually playing pretty well. So shout out Cleveland for giving us a 20th overall pick in this draft. You know what? Hear me out, Houston. You traded a lot for Will Anderson, which I think was a pretty dumb trade. But why not? Let's double down. Pair him with his college teammate and fellow edge rusher Dallas Turner. Just do it. Don't even think about it. This is probably the second easiest one outside of the Jets pick. Go get a running back. Braylon Allen is the best running back in this draft. Don't even think about it. Hand in the card. Get Josh Allen some damn running help. Please and thank you. All right. Next is the Redskins. Ooh, Commanders. Yep, forgot they got their name changed. Commanders. I can say that. I grew up. I'm a 90s kid, so I remember when they had their former name. So, the Commanders. What are they going to do? They got a good offense. If I were them, we have a defensive coach. So if I'm saying we have a defensive coach. I don't know. Sam Howell's it though. Do you just they're gonna. Yeah, quarterback. Okay. Also, I'd like to point out that last week I had Shedeur Sanders going top 10. Homie looked awful against Oregon. I know that's not all his fault, but I don't think it looks better than all these quarterbacks. It's funny how we're having a completely different conversation after 1 week. All right, Seahawks. Man, they look pretty good. I'm not going to lie. But they do need some O-line help. J.C. Latham. All right, Ravens. God, can they get a receiver who stays healthy? Maybe. They get a Donnie Mitchell. Next is the Lions. If I'm the Lions, what do I do? What do I do? I'll tell you what I do. I go D-line to pair across Aiden Hutchinson. That's what I would do. All right, Kansas City Chiefs. Again, a team that needs a receiver. Looking pretty good. I don't think there's anybody on this list who's kind of jumped. Yeah, we're going to go Rome, however you say it. He's looked pretty good at Washington. They also have one other guy, I forget his name. Looks pretty good too. Falcons. God, can they... Just hear me out. You draft Kyle Pitts in the top 10, you don't use him. You draft Drake London in the top 10, you barely use him. You draft Bijan Robinson in the top 10, and you barely use him. Just saying. I got this, one of these standing desk thing keeps moving every time I touch it. I'm just saying. So, with that being said, I think Look, I'm not the biggest Quinn Ewers fan. However, I think he has the intangibles, and I think they're going to sit there and go, you know what? We have all these weapons. What's his name? Desmond Ritter is not that good. Why not just go Quinn Ewers? And that's what I think. That's what I would do. I think they'll do it too. Maybe get a quarterback. I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do? There's no way they're finishing this high though, or this late in the draft. They're going to be way up higher, so they'll get a better quarterback than Quinn if they're available. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Colts. Colts. What would I do if I'm the Colts? If I'm the Colts, I'll tell you what I'll do. Actually, no. I'll tell you what I'll do. I would go with an offensive lineman because I have a running quarterback. I think Zach Zinter is going to rise up draft boards. He's been looking pretty good. Shout out Michigan. Steelers, they always go defense. So what's going to change here? I'll tell you, nothing. They're going to go defense. Their secondary is getting kind of old, though. They did just draft Joey Porter. I think they're going to stick with secondary, though. They got Patrick Peterson. He's not getting any younger. Good player, though. Eagles, man. Wide receiver. They got Devontae and A.J. Brown. No. I think they go, well, they've been drafting defense. Maybe they can spice it up. Maybe they, too, would get no, they don't need a running back. They're going to go defense. I would go defense. I'd go defense probably. Yeah, why not? Honestly, the defense hasn't looked that good this year. It's looked all right. Anyway, Dolphins. Boy, have they looked good. You know what would make the Dolphins look even better? More O-line help. That's what would make them look better. And lastly, shout out San Francisco for looking studly on defense. And again, you know what would make them look even better? More defense. I don't think there's anybody on this list. Because, you know, sometimes you look at these lists and you're like, man, this person's like not high up on the list, but he's pretty damn good. Shout out McKinley. Dude's a stud. I go to A&M, by the way, so I'm biased. Braylon Trice is pretty good, too. I think Braylon Trice. Where was he? He's going to round us out. Braylon Trice. And with that, we round out mock draft numero cuatro. And let me know what you think. Looks a lot different than last week, I'd say, especially that draft order. No Shedeur Sanders in the first round. I bet you homie stays another year. But also, I wouldn't draft him in the first round after that performance. And if he cannot do anything against that USC defense, like I'm talking at least a tutty or two, he's going to stay another year. And with that, I'm going to close out this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think. And until next time, peace.